For more than 4 decades, Tim Allen has been one of Hollywood's most beloved and enduring entertainers. From his breakthrough as the wisecracking handyman on Home Improvement, to his unforgettable voice as Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story, and his starring role as the Santa Claus, Allen built a career that defined family entertainment for generations. But now, at 72, heartbreaking news from the actor has left fans in shock. The man who made millions laugh is opening up about a chapter of his life filled with pain, loss, and difficult truths. And it's far from the cheerful image audiences have always known. Before fame, Allen's story was already marked by tragedy. Born Timothy Allen Dick in Denver, Colorado in 1953, he grew up in a large, loving family until one devastating day changed everything. When he was just 11 years old, his father, a real estate agent, was killed by a drunk driver on his way home from a football game. The loss shattered young Tim's world. "That day took away my laughter," he later said. "It changed who I was." The trauma left him rebellious and angry, searching for something to fill the void that grief had left behind. By his 20s, Allen's life had spiraled. Before comedy saved him, he got caught up in crime and bad choices that nearly ended his life and career before it even began. In 1978, he was arrested for drug trafficking at an airport and sentenced to several years in federal prison. For most people, that would have been the end. But Allen used the experience as a wake-up call. "I had to face who I really was," he said later. "I could either give up or start over." After serving a reduced sentence for cooperating with authorities, Allen walked out of prison determined to rebuild his life. Comedy became his salvation. Drawing on his pain and experiences, he found humor in darkness, and audiences loved it. His stand-up routines led to a deal with ABC, and in 1991, Home Improvement debuted, instantly becoming one of the biggest sitcoms of the decade. At its peak, the show drew more than 30 million viewers per week, and Allen became a household name. His success continued with Toy Story, 1995, Galaxy Quest, and the Santa Claus series, cementing him as a Hollywood legend. But behind the laughter and family-friendly roles, Allen's personal life was far from picture-perfect. Over the years, he struggled with addiction, depression, and guilt, remnants of both his childhood trauma and his time behind bars. "It's not something that just goes away," he confessed. "You carry it forever. You just learn to live with it." In recent years, Allen has faced more heartbreak. His longtime friends and co-stars from Home Improvement and Last Man Standing say he's been more introspective and somber than ever. Those close to him reveal that the actor has been quietly battling health issues and coping with the loss of several friends in Hollywood, including Home Improvement co-star Earl Hindman, who played Wilson, and comedian Bob Saget, both of whom he was close to. "He doesn't talk about it publicly," one friend shared, "but you can see it in his eyes. He's tired. He's hurting." Fans recently noticed that Allen has been looking noticeably thinner and more frail in public appearances, sparking concerns about his health. While Allen hasn't disclosed the specifics, he's hinted that he's been slowing down and focusing more on his family and faith. "I've lived through things that should have destroyed me," he said in a 2024 interview. "So now I don't take a single day for granted. But yeah, it's been rough lately." His emotional tone during that interview left many wondering just how serious his struggles might be. The bad news Allen recently shared, however, isn't just about illness or aging. It's about reflection and regret. For years, Allen has spoken candidly about the guilt he carries over the people he lost early in life and the mistakes he made as a young man. "When my father died, I stopped believing in everything," he said. "Then I hurt people trying to find myself. That's something I still pray about." He also admitted that the pressures of fame took a toll on his relationships. His first marriage ended in divorce after 19 years, something he still calls his greatest personal failure. "You spend all your time entertaining strangers," he said, "and you forget to take care of the people who really matter." Now Allen is trying to make peace with his past. He's devoted more time to his second wife, Jane Hajduke, and their daughter, and has turned to spirituality to cope with his pain. "I talk to God every day," he said. "I ask him for forgiveness, for strength, and for time." Even as he faces health challenges and a slowing career, Allen continues to work when he can. He recently reunited with Toy Story co-star Tom Hanks, and spoke warmly of their lifelong friendship, but he admits the future is uncertain. "I don't know how much longer I'll be around in this business," he said quietly, "but I hope I've made people laugh. That's all I ever wanted." For fans who grew up watching him, the news of Tim Allen's frailty and reflections on mortality feels deeply emotional. The man who gave life to Buzz Lightyear and brought warmth to millions through the Santa Claus now faces the most human battle of all, the passage of time and the pain that comes with it. At 72, Tim Allen's story is one of redemption, resilience, and humility. He has seen the worst of life, addiction, loss, guilt, and grief, yet still finds ways to make others smile. The tragedy isn't that he's hurting, it's that he spent a lifetime hiding that hurt behind laughter. As he once said, comedy doesn't erase pain, it just helps you survive it. And for Tim Allen, surviving has always been the hardest and bravest thing he's ever done.